we are already in the autumn season, and autumn just gives me those beautiful colors which I always want to see, the reds, the warmth of the yellow, brown, etc. So we are going to design a beautiful page of our sketchbook with all these autumn colors. Having said that, if we only work and no play will make me a very dull person. Hence, let's first go ahead and have a look at our quick trip that I did on 2nd of October to Bhubaneswar. Hi guys, I am Dhritika Nath, and to the people who are joining me for the first time, I go by the name watercolor.illustration.letter on Instagram. Most of my artworks are displayed over there. Having said that, let's go ahead and have a look at our trip now. We started our day really early, that was around 5 o'clock. When I started, it was all absolutely dark while we took a taxi and went to Howrah station. In the station, we took the train that was called as Vande Bharat. And you can see my little one along with me. She loves the camera, and that's one of the reasons you will see her a lot over here in my videos. Going ahead, we just took the executive class, and the executive class has about 2 seats on one side and 2 seats on the other side. It's completely rotatable, so we did rotate the seat towards the side where my train was moving. Then we were pretty early and quickly served with the breakfast. It was a pretty good spread. I and Ahana both had the breakfast together. Yeah, there is lots and lots of stuff that we travel with. We got down at Bhubaneswar within 5 hours, and it was pretty comfortable in terms of our travel. I am frankly mesmerized with the beauty of the wall art that I can see in and around the city of Bhubaneswar. You can also go ahead and take a look at it. I have tried to capture most of it in my videos. We reached our hotel in around 30 to 35 minutes from the station, and then there was a really warm welcome at the hotel. I will give you a quick tour of our hotel. This was basically the lobby where we waited. We were served with welcome drinks, which was pretty sweet, and Ahana also enjoyed it completely. In the meantime, they got our room ready and we went in. Only one problem that I figured out in the room was majorly the small bathroom. Yeah, that was something which we did not like. Absolutely, rest there was not much of a view from our hotel room. So we went to the pool after a while, and in the evening we completely enjoyed in the pool. It was pretty hot and humid outside, and hence we just stayed back at the hotel. Once it was morning, we started our day with a nice and great breakfast. But I do not want to miss this beautiful letter box that was kept at the hotel, which says India Post. You can write your letter and post it over there. It would be sent to the destination. We took a taxi, and then the first destination that we hit was the Lingaraja temple. Lingaraja temple is a Hindu temple dedicated to Shiva and is one of the oldest temples in Bhubaneswar. The Lingaraja temple is 180 feet tall, and the temple represents the quintessence of Kalinga architecture, culminating the medieval stages of the architectural tradition at Bhubaneswar. Though I was not allowed any mobile or any camera inside, and hence I could not capture much of it. The next destination we moved on to was Dhaulagiri Hills. Now, Dhaulagiri Hills has Shanti Stupa, a peace pagoda monument which witnesses the great Kalinga War built by Japan Buddha Sangha and Kalinga Nippon Buddha Sangha. This is situated on the banks of River Daya and 8 kilometers south of Bhubaneswar. Not only you can witness some beautiful architecture, but also you can have a look at some of the most stunning landscape views. It was raining on that day, and that gave us a lot of opportunity to have a 360-degree view of the complete space and area. Very close by, there was another temple to this Dharamgiri hill, and I captured a bits and parts of it. Next, we moved on to Mukteshwar temple. One of my favorite destinations from all the three places that I visited was Mukteshwar temple. There's a mythological legend Lord Shiva killed a demon at this place, granting salvation or you can say mukti to him. This place is hence believed to be blessed by Lord Shiva, and any devotees who comes with utter dedication and faith is blessed with his or her desires. The most important feature of the Mukteshwar temple is the Torona or the arched gateway dating back to 900 CE and showing the influence of the Buddhist architecture. The arched gateway has thick pillars that have strings of beads and other ornaments carved on statues of smiling women in languorous repose. You need to visit this place not only because of the architecture as well as the mythological importance, but also because of the beauty that it beholds in itself. The next destination was Nimantran. I was very hungry after the whole visit. So, this is one of the very traditional restaurants where we had chips, then some dal. We went ahead with chutney, then some mutton, rice, that was lemon rice. We got over with it, and then in the hotel, my girl wanted to have some chocolate cake. We had it. We are all ready the next morning to visit Puri and send you guys some sea pipes in the autumn season. But before, let's do an autumn inspired painting on our sketchbook page. I have gone ahead and added a maple leaf. The drawing I've already done, and now I am adding the colors on top of it. This is a circle in which I am painting this beautiful autumn inspired leaf. Along with it, I will add some cool colors. Now, the leaf is in warm shade, and the warm shade is majorly my yellow, brown, and colors which are mix of these two. You can also go ahead with some bit of orange as well as burnt umber or burnt sienna. That would really help you to give the darkest value towards the sides. You can also use Van Dyke brown while you go towards the darker value while we are completing our leaf on the sides. Some of the areas I would also add indigo a bit, which does not react with my brown to give a very bad bluish kind of a muddy effect. So be very sure of the colors that you are using. Always try them on a rough paper before you go ahead and finalize it on your final sketchbook painting. Sketchbook is of course a safe place for me and for many of you, and I have been doing the sketchbook exercises for so many years now. Sketchbook not only helps me to understand what I want to add to my painting and how I want to progress in my journey, it also has developed a lot or shaped up the whole of this watercolor journey to a great extent. Few of the experiments always go correct, few of the experiments do not go well, so all those things will remain. Watercolor will give or will create some happy accidents, and we have to accept it wholeheartedly. Let's continue with our painting with yellow, browns and all. Once that part is done, we will go ahead and start adding some amount of darker values of brown. As I have told you earlier, it's a very simple, easy process, 1.5x speed that I have kept for now. I don't think that you will actually face any issue while you paint this maple leaf. Now, many of us have painted leaves, many of us have painted autumn leaves, but each one of us have our own specific way of painting leaves. So this is actually my way of painting leaves, which is more wet on wet. As I progress, I continue to add different colors and they bleed into each other. The blending happens on top of the paper rather than it happening on the palette. So yes, progressing with watercolors, you will understand that I do blend my colors more on paper because that really gives me or leaves me out with more or different ranges of colors on the paper rather than mixing it on the palette and then bringing it to life on the paper. as the leaf is old and it's very weird out now, so you need to add those darker, smaller dots here and there, as well as a few lines to show the veins of the leaves. Once that part is done, you can get back to the painting with something more interesting, and that would be a wholesome leaf, as well as a wholesome tree that we are going to add. Leaves are basically very loose that we will learn. So both the things that I'm trying to tell you today is how to paint a very loose leaf style, whereas the another painting right now which we are doing is more to do with how to blend your colors on the paper and have a more detailed leaf. And this can be done by any one of you, and both the learnings can be used in any of your future projects or future learnings that you are doing. This is helping you to ease through your watercolor journey, as well as you can see that my paper is not very wet. It is having lot less moisture, so I can easily draw these lines which I want to for the veins. Stem is a very important part of this painting. We will go ahead and add some burnt sienna, and as we progress we will blend it with the darkest value of brown, either it be burnt umber or you can go ahead with Vindicate brown or other browns that are available with you. Once this part of the stem is done, more loose effect is what we are going to follow. We are taking indigo or Payne's gray as our color, and we are going to make the fading effect for our background. You have already done the fading effect in one of my earlier videos where we did paint a lily in monochrome shade. You can use the same knowledge over here and even paint it. I never like to have one single flat wash for my stem or any kind of leaves, any places which are more naturally occurring. Supposedly it may be your leaf, it can be your stem, it can be trees. I like to keep it more random and natural. Nature is absolutely random, and that randomness we love to capture even in our paintings, and exceptionally I love to capture in my painting. I never try to do a very realistic painting because that's what I think can be done with other mediums too. Watercolor is more to let loose and let your creativity flow, because of which you should always try to mix colors, see how they blend into each other, how the mixes happen. Use very generous amount of water wherever possible. So all those things you should always experiment with while you are working with watercolors. It gives a lot more freedom to you, and you should use that freedom to your own advantage. On the left side, you can see a more countryside kind of a view where there are a few houses that can be seen along with the ocean or the sea. This is absolutely to go with the colors of autumn. I just tried to add that on the left, and then on the right, I went ahead with maple leaf and trees that are inspired from the autumn season. I love to go with the colors of the autumn, and colors of the autumn means we are going to use all the colors like yellow, red, or you can go ahead with burnt sienna, then indigo, etc. for depicting the colors of autumn. You can use it in various scenarios, whether it be a medieval town, or you can even use it for painting your fog, mist, etc. You can use it for painting a sketchbook page like I am doing over here. The idea is to go ahead and use the colors of autumn for painting the whole of this sketchbook page. I will just change the values of my painting over here for finalizing the effect of the background. This is not much in terms of the colors that I'm using or the colors that I'm changing. You can also mix some paints gray and indigo to get darker, lighter values. I would leave that decision up to you, because over here background is not very important. The foreground was most important, which we did, and background is just to create the blurry kind of an effect. That's it, what we are looking forward to. While we are doing the backgrounds, you should always understand that what to focus on. If you are focusing on your leaf as well as on your branch, then you should keep your backgrounds very dull, or not at all much of an importance you should give there, or else the whole subject will lose its importance. Therefore, where to focus on is something that I think is primary goal of every painting. For me, the goal was to focus on this leaf as well as the branch. The rest background can be anything, can be any color. We don't need to think much about how the effect is coming, how we are actually working it out. It's absolutely fine to see if there are even any few bleeds, color is moving into each other. We can use our brush again to just fix it. For the tree, I have already added a mix of my burnt sienna as well as the darker value of brown, exactly the way we did for the stem. So you can also go ahead and just do that. Let's now see how we can add an absolute loose leaf for our tree. We will go ahead with a mix of our orange and yellow. You will get the shade like permanent yellow deep over here, and the colors will bleed as I have applied one layer of water initially, and then we are going ahead and applying the colors. The sketchbook do not stay wet for a really long period of time because it is 185 GSM paper arches, but it does the job that I want. It can take multiple washes, as well as I can have a really beautiful clear bleed anywhere and everywhere I want for this part of my sketchbook. And hence this sketchbook has become one of my favorite things to go back to. Every time I want to experiment with anything, I go ahead and check it out on my sketchbook before finalizing it. Time to add my reds. Now I have taken red of any color and shade that you want. Nothing in particular that I've thought about for the red. Whatever red is available with you, please go ahead on top of the orange that you have applied and let the colors bleed into each other. That's what I have done over here, and I am applying it in lesser quantity compared to what I've applied for my orange. That's the only thing. And for the tree, I'm keeping it very simple, unique. in its own loose and beautiful style. The style is absolutely abstract. Abstract is something that many of you might not have explored, but this is one of the places which you can do. Let's go ahead and add a few of our branches here and there. On the left side, I would just add a rough sketch of my mushrooms, because mushrooms also belong to the autumn season and they depict the autumn season. Allow some of the colors to be seen in a proper way. Finally, enjoying the true spirit of the autumn with this beautiful spread of autumn page. If you have liked anything about this video, do give it a thumbs up. Write down a comment if possible. I do get back to every comment that you write, as well as tag me on Instagram as watercolor.illustration.letter. If you are there on Facebook threads, do go ahead and check me out with the name Dhritika. You can find me there. I would love to share back your paintings on my stories. If you are just painting along with me, love to share my feedback even with you. Okay, let's have a final look. In case you are looking forward to in-depth learning of watercolors, you can join me on www.vibrantpastels.com. I am also available with the name Dhritika on Skillshare. Happy painting, guys, and see you very soon.